Hi, Paul Pearson here with the fifth presentation talking about Daniel's 70th week of a 7 year prophecy chart. And we're looking a little closer at the corresponding Bible uh, passages that talk about each and every event during this tribulation period. And the 75 Great Tribulation period and the wrath of God that happens over this 7 year period. As you can see at that top line there, the tribulation lasts 1,260 days. The Great Tribulation, we discussed previously, lasts 75 days. And that's where Christians are persecuted and beheaded for the cause of Christ more intensely in that 75-day period. And the Bible talks about if it continued on, there would be no flesh would be left if it had continued on, but it's cut short for the elect's sake, believers' sake. And then the final 3.5 years, what's left of the 3.5 years is the wrath of God being poured out on this wicked world. So tribulation is not specifically God's wrath. The tribulation and the Great Tribulation is more the events that are caused by humankind that happen because of man's inhumanity to man. And but the wrath of God that lasts 3.5 years after the believers have been raptured, taken out of the way, gathered together with Christ, and so we shall ever be with the Lord. That's when the wrath of God is poured out on this wicked world. And we'll talk about what happens after that as well a little later in our different presentations that we talk about. Anyway, here are some of the verses that correspond with what's happening in the different areas of this time period of Daniel's 70th week of 7 years. And I hope you can see it a little bit more clear. It's take note of it. And what we're talking about here is the months or the year of the Hebrew calendar is divided into 12 different months. You can see a few of them up there, the Abib, Ziph, Siphan, Tammuz, Av, and then it goes on for 12 months. But the thing to remember about the Hebrew calendar is that it is a year is 360 days in the Hebrew calendar. So that creates a problem. When you only have 360 days in the Hebrew calendar, your seasons will be eventually your seasons will be, you'll have Christmas in the summertime type of thing, but they add what's called a leap month. Every 6 years, the Hebrew calendar adds a leap month, another 30 days that aligns with what the so that it'll keep the calendar year used in the Bible consists of, here it is, the leap month. A calendar used in the Bible consists of 12 months of 30 days each. This is why 1,260 days equals 12 months, or 3.5 years. When such a system is used, the year is only 360 days long, making it necessary to add an extra month every 6 years in order to stay in line with the seasons. Because Daniel's 70th week will consist of 7 years, it will consist of 85 months of 30 days each, since 84 months would come short of 7 biblical years. A little bit complicated, but not so much if you really take the time to view this in light of what the Hebrew calendar is and how different it is from our normal calendar. So you've got here you have some of the scriptures that correspond to the different events in Daniel's 70th week. I'm trying to get it in focus here. Hopefully it's coming through. But you have Daniel 9:27 with the events that talks about. You have Revelation 6, 6, verses 1 and 2, and corresponding with the different events that happened in Daniel's 70th week. You have Revelation chapter 6, verses 3 and 4, talking about, again, all related to the different events that happen during this time period in the end times. And we're in those days now. It seems, it appears, things are moving very fast in this world with what's going on. We think of, especially in the last few weeks, of Syria collapsing before the rebels and Assad's regime being taken out of the way, and Israel going after the missiles and all the armaments and weaponry of Syria so that it doesn't fall into the rebels' hands and create a problem for Israel. And then you have the DMZ zone that separates Syria from Israel. It used to be the Syrian army would take that high ground in that DMZ zone, and just as a disembarkation between Israel and Syria, so that there would be no problems happening there. But they abandoned that when the rebels took over the Assad regime. All the Syrian army abandoned that, and now Israel has taken the high ground in the Golan Heights, overlooking Syria, and just as a precaution in case the rebels turn their wrath upon Israel. Another interesting part of that as well is the Druze villages in that southern part of Syria near the border of the DMZ zone and northern Israel. They're very worried about these the rebels, and they're very very good possibility that they will persecute the Druze, even though they're Muslim. But they are not Muslim enough for the Druze, or I'm sorry, for the rebels. So they're very worried about being persecuted, their children being taken from them, their daughters being used as concubines by the rebels, and so on and so forth. And they're losing their homes and being very severely persecuted. So they're talking about they would love to be annexed into Israel as an Israel territory, because they know the Israelis will protect them and from such behavior of the rebels that are known for doing those drastic things. Anyway, I thought that would be an interesting point to end on. And I thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next time, God willing. Bye for now.